which are called Frontiere and Progress in Research, and both of them offer the opportunity to know what Politecnico di Milano is doing in the field of research, and in general where research is going in the world. So that's something important also if you're not interested in doing research yourself, but anyway, you know that people around you are involved in research, meaning that they are always at the edge, let's say, in the field. Concerning the programs we offer here, we start from bachelor, so you can study the bachelor level here, and then you can enter master programs or PhD programs. As Albert said, in Milan you can definitely live without knowing Italian, and at Politecnico di Milano even more, because the programs are mainly taught in English, meaning that the majority of the Master of Science programs are taught in English, all the PhD programs and two bachelor programs are taught in English. There's no need to know Italian when you come here. But there's the possibility to study Italian when you arrive, and and also, of course, to be here with students coming from all over the world. I think both of you have this kind of experience of being in class with students with different roots, and probably it's an advantage, right?
Yeah, definitely. Like in our course, so product service system design, 50% of the students are actually from abroad. So it's very multicultural as an environment, and it's really stimulating in that sense because everyone has different experiences and skills and all that stuff, and working together is really
enriches your experience. Yeah, that's really important. I mean, you come to Italy, but it's like you travel all over the world because we have students who are have different points of view and approaches, and they studied in a different way in their country, so you also learn from them, right? Yeah. That's great. And talking about learning, well, as I was saying, there's no need to know Italian when you arrive, but it's required to study it a little bit, at least when you are here at the master level. Albert is from India, and you basically had the possibility to study for free, right?
Yes. So the Politecnico offers you courses in many languages, including Italian. So now it has become mandatory that you need to clear your Italian exam in order to graduate. So Poli means offering you this free Italian lessons for, like, you can choose it any semester. So I just did that in my last semester, and end of the semester you have an exam, and it's totally free of cost, and you also have the flexibility to choose the timetable that suits you. Like either you can take a weekend or you can take 2 classes in the weekdays. So in that way it was really helpful, and like now that I have cleared with my Italian exams, I don't have to worry about that. And also the Italian lessons aside, you also have the possibility to learn any other languages from this particular program. Like you have Chinese, Japanese, French, any language. Like they are offering courses in these languages also, so you can avail that as well.
Yeah, that's true. That's we offer the possibility to study different languages and the Italian language for free. So yeah. I think if you consider coming to study here and you consider maybe to work here after you graduate, well, it's definitely a great chance because it's something you add to your CV. Okay. Yeah, and here we are. So concerning what we study, because of course Milan is great, the Politecnico has this research atmosphere, and we offer many possibilities, but at the end of the day you have to decide which program to study. And here you can find the programs of architecture and design, which are all of them are 2-year programs taught in English. I think you guys might share something about your program and the atmosphere, maybe design first, then go.
So in product services design, first of all, I come from a bachelor of Politecnico in communication design, so I kind of changed my course when I passed the master. I didn't do communication design again, but I switched to product service system design. And the thing about it is it's really a multidisciplinary environment. So there's people from communication, from interior design, product, architecture, business, and it's about coming all together and making some really big system projects that include all of these disciplines. And yeah, that's it.
Yeah, and what I just want to make to what you said about multidisciplinarity, because it's a very important element at Politecnico di Milano. There is the chance to even study dual degrees and double degrees internal in the school, or maybe between the engineering and design school. Yeah, with like design and engineering, for example, and other programs. So multidisciplinary, interdisciplinarity is an important element, and I think also for urban planning design, right?
Okay. I'm doing a master's in urban planning here, urban planning and policy design. So by background, I'm an architect. I studied architecture back in India. So, but for urban planning here, it's not just architects and planners who are studying master course. It's like people from a variety of courses have joined for this course that are like landscape architects, political, people who have studied politics for bachelors, geographers, urban planning students, and so it's like a variety of people from a variety of backgrounds coming together. So, and also like all that kind of studio activities and study activities that we have in Poland is group activities. So we have to make groups and work among groups. So the thing is, so when the professor approves a group, he makes sure that every group is comprised of people from different backgrounds and different nationalities. So in that way, there was a good sharing of knowledge, and so you will get to understand how people think on the same subject from different backgrounds. So in that terms, it was really it widens the way you think and the way you understand the problem. It was really a great opportunity to understand the perspectives as well.
Yeah, that's great to hear, and I think it's added value to what you study, the way you study in Politecnico di Milano. So it's not only the content, but the way, the method. And so let's say you also consider these kind of things when you decide where to go for your studies. Okay, and going on with our presentation, if you can just get back to the slide, please. Perfect. What I wanted to highlight about this is also that, as we were saying, there is a multidisciplinarity, interdisciplinarity are important, but at the same time, we need students to have a background, so to have a knowledge in order to be eligible for the program. So, for example, Albert said he studied architecture before. Ricardo is coming from a design background, and it's important to have a relevant background to the program you select, and of course a bachelor degree before entering a master degree. These are the main criteria. Well, so you need a bachelor degree in a field. An English language certificate will be required, and also there is some rule about the minimum GPAs, and you can also check everything on the website. And then once you know you are eligible, you just send out your application online, just register, upload the documents we require you to upload, and I will show them in the next slide, and then pay the application fee, which are 50 euros non-refundable, after which your application will be revised by the professors. The documents we were mentioning are listed here, and of course on the website you can see them, and we will also email them in a few days. There are some mandatory documents you see here on the left, and these are your academic qualification, the transcript with the grades you obtain in your bachelor, your CV, and language proficiency course, one of the ones you see below, and the portfolio for architects and designers. In addition to these, and optional, are other documents, like the ones you see on the right. These are not mandatory, but they might boost your application. So, letter of motivation, or a recommendation letter from a professor or someone you work for, your course description, and GRE for engineers and architects. So let's say these are the set of documents you have to consider when you decide to apply, and the deadlines are as you see below. The application is now open for September 2023, and the deadline is November the 8th. There will be another call in January, but yeah, if you have the thought about maybe I want to study there, I would suggest to apply earlier than later. And concerning the program fee, the tuition fees, which is definitely something you have to consider when you decide to go abroad, or anyway you want to go on with your studies. Non-European students pay 3,900 euros per year, and European students pay according to their financial situation. So again, the program lasts 2 years, and 2,900 are the tuition per year for non-European students. Again, it's a top university. Between it's 17 in design in the world, 10 in architecture, 13 in engineering, according to the last ranking. So it's definitely a prestigious university, and you pay 3,900 maximum. On the top of this, you might get merit scholarships offered by the university, which cover the tuition fees and might give you pocket money. So let's say that I don't know if you want to do something, guys, but it's definitely an opportunity, let's say.
Yeah.
Okay. And also because you don't always study here, well, most of the time you study, I think, but you can also be involved in other activities. You can practice your sport, you can be in contact with the other students. I think you guys have some experience also from this point of view.
I'd like to add also, me and Albert are here today because we do another program which is called the 150-hour work program with Politecnico. So if you're selected, you can get assigned a job inside Politecnico, and they pay you 13 euros an hour to do some jobs around Politecnico. Another thing that is available are Passion in Action. So they're like short workshops of a couple of days or seminars that can give you an extra credit, and usually they're really interesting. I've done a couple of them, and yeah, I've learned a lot from them. And yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And also about studies aside, there are other activities also happening around. Like we have very amazing sports facility here, like right on the Leonardo campus, like walking distance, like 5 minutes. We have a great sports facility. Like we have the running tracks, gym, and many other things. So if you're a student of Polyme, you can avail the facility, and you will even get like a discounted price for year-long membership and everything. So that is pretty amazing in that way. And also like Polyme is also organizing marathon programs and everything, like a seasonal activity. That is also quite interesting. And other than that, like Polyme is also, like student council is also arranging travel programs. Like sometimes there are some programs that they will bring students together and they organize trips to maybe other part of Europe, like different cities, and it always comes at a very discounted price, and it will cover food, accommodation, and everything. Like depends like from how they organize and everything, but it's a great opportunity. And also, you talk about buddy program.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I was listening to your enthusiastic experience. I really appreciate it. We were talking about the buddy program because you experienced it. Yeah.
So like once you have got your admission here, like before you arrive in Milan, there is this program called Buddy Program that is like organized by the university itself. You can sign up for that. So what they do is that the university will hook you up with another person who's already studying in the same course as yours. So he will be like a buddy. He or she will be like a buddy. So whatever things that you have as a doubt about Milan studies or life in Milan, you can just communicate with them just like a friend far away, and you can like a hands-on experience and everything. So it's like quite an amazing opportunity.
Yeah, that's the aim, right? We let's say when you apply and you get admitted, you just start. You are our student in Milan for us, so we try to to make you as comfortable as you can be. So we give you the opportunity to be in contact with the buddy student. We invite you to the welcome week, which takes place at the beginning, before the beginning of classes, and we start inviting you to take part, to be part of Politecnico. So there are a lot of associations beyond sport, like related to music, theater, even related to the study field. So even business, even competitions. So
also, I forgot to mention one thing, like especially if you're an architecture student in Polytechnic, you will get discounted tickets to the museums, especially in Italy, like Ufficio Museum in Florence.
Yeah, all over Italy.
All over Italy, you will get a huge discount on tickets.
Yeah, Politecnico di Milano is a very important university in Italy, all over the world, in Italy in particular. So as a student, you can also get discounts everywhere. And the experience, I mean, I am always very delighted, and I appreciate the students because they are really busy. I assure you that studying here is important, it's hard, but it's worth it. But at the same time, they have the energy to do more, to organize things and to be in contact and innovate as well, because it's also something very which happens here. Students innovate through their studies and research. So it's a great environment to be in, I think. And also, if we go on with what we wanted to share, as I was saying, Politecnico di Milano welcomes you before you arrive, but we don't leave you alone after you graduate. We try to be there before you arrive and even when you leave, because we have a career service, which is inside the university and organizes job events, job fairs, career guidance activities, and put you in contact with the representatives of the companies and so on. So they're here to help the students enter the job market before graduating, and even of course after you graduate. And here you see just some data, some statistics about the results. It's important to know that if you are a student from non-European country, you can work while you study up to 20 hours per week. And in addition, there is opportunity to be part of the 150 hours projects, as Riccardo mentioned. And of course, you can decide to be in Italy and stay in Italy when you graduate and to find a job. And it's a choice that's about 50% of our international students make in these years. I don't know what's your plan for the future, but anyway, it's important to have a good experience, at least at Master.
Yes.
Anyway, you can always count on career service to enter the job market after you graduate. You can decide to go on with a PhD program, which is offered at Politecnico di Milano. And the PhD you see here, well, all the PhDs are taught in English. They have no tuition fees. So if you're admitted, you can study PhD without paying anything, and you can get a scholarship, which covers tuition fees and provides you with about 1,500 euros per month. So this is another opportunity you can consider after you graduate. And I might add that from this year, there are several scholarships available for PhD, a lot of scholarships. So if you are into this, just consider the PhD opportunity. Or after graduating, you can also decide to become an entrepreneur, and you will have the opportunity to get your project funded by the Poly Hub. Because Poly Hub is an innovation park, which is part of Politecnico di Milano, and students can rely on and be in contact with for if they have an idea and they want to get their project funded. So let's say that we really care about students since before coming, even during the path and after graduation. And so you become part also of the alumni community of Politecnico di Milano. And that's why we can say that we are a very good university. I'm not saying that because I work here, I'm saying that because I really think so. I don't get anything for being in front of you and presenting Politecnico di Milano. I truly believe, and also through the experiences of the students I heard in these years and today, I can say that this is true. I think Milano gives a lot to the students and gives the opportunity to become a professional of a certain level. And so, yeah, I hope that it's going to happen to you. And I don't know if you want to share something more about your, say something to the students who are listening to us.
I would like to add something about job prospect after studying here, especially as an international student. So we always, like when we talk among friends, we always mention Politecnico as a very generous university, because like the professors who are teaching you in the university are really like the people who are doing some kind of research or working in a very reputed organization or something. So it's very often that we get emails from the professors saying that they are looking for an assistant or someone to assist in their job. So you can sign up for those kind of activities as an intern also. Like you will be counted as an intern to do such activities. So that is like a great opportunity, like to be able to work and also to assist the professor when you're still a student here. And also like the reputation Politecnico has is really good all over Europe and especially abroad as well. So as an architect, when you send out your portfolios for seeking jobs, so since you have the title as a Politecnico, they might even at least they will open the portfolio, so I can guarantee that. So, yeah, and so it's like a very good launching pad. Like the Politecnico is a great launching pad, and so it will give you many opportunities in terms of job and everything, and even career guidance is like a great place. So they take some kind of initiative to advise on the right track and orient you to the different possibilities after you graduate and different companies and firms that are available for you to apply. So it's a great opportunity in that sense.
That's amazing. And sorry, since you mentioned the portfolio, I remember Ricardo wanted to share something about that.
So I have a couple of tips for the portfolio, because it's the one thing I always get asked from international students that are trying to apply to Politecnico. Well, also if you have any more questions, then feel free to contact me personally. In general, to keep it short, so don't have like 20 projects with just quality over quantity. So select the ones that reflect best how you work, and also explain how you work. So what's behind the concept, what went in the creation phase, all of this stuff. So yeah, be sure to be really informative in your portfolio and not exaggerate in the number of projects. Just choose the ones you like best.
Since you mentioned about portfolio, I would like to add something. So especially if you're applying for architecture courses, like for master courses, make sure that your portfolio, it synchronizes with the course that you're applying for. If you're applying for urban planning course, if you put on a lot of architecture projects, it doesn't make any sense. So try to add projects that is relevant to the field that you're applying for.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, thank you guys. Yeah, it's definitely important. And on the final line, I would like to go back to the slides just to show you one last opportunity, which is the talk to the students in one-to-one meetings. So if you liked being here with the Albert and Ricardo today, and they shared their experiences, and they are available even online, you can book your appointment with them or with other students who study different master programs like Politecnico di Milano. You decide when to talk to them, and you will have the chance to be there for 20 minutes and discuss and ask as many questions as you wish. So take this opportunity, because I think that being in contact with the students and have the opportunity to talk to the people who are currently studying at Politecnico di Milano is the best opportunity. So just scan the QR and book your appointment with the person you are, the ambassador of our programs. And then, of course, have a look on our websites. Feel free to contact us for any questions, or contact the office. And if you are active on social media, which I think you are, just like our pages, follow us, and you will know a lot more about Politecnico di Milano and how it's trying to also contribute to make the world a better place. Thank you so much. We are ready for your questions.
Yes, indeed, we are. So that's me coming back in again, because I will read out the questions that we already received from the audience. And well, I think already a lot of useful information has been given. So great, thanks all of you. Just also mention, I know that these days a lot of people watch the recording instead of be able to join live. You can still write your questions, so you can do that. You're not missing out. They will be sent through to the staff of Politecnico Milano. So just to let you know. And also the polling, so you can all participate. I already saw a lot of people have answered the polls. Thank you for that. Just to get a little bit to know you a little bit better and what you're looking for and when to start, etc. So for everybody as well that watches the recording, thanks for participating. All right, let's dive into the questions. As we received several, first of all from Doga, if I say that right, is asking, are there any factors of evaluation other than CPA?
I'm sorry, Lee?
If there are other factors of evaluation other than the CPA?
Well, there are several, let's say, documents we consider for evaluation. So, yeah, it's not only that, but it's like, of course, the portfolio, as we mentioned, and all the documents that we mentioned. So your resume, what you've done so far, if you have it, like a motivation letter, your what you studied. So not only the grades, but also the field of study you are currently involved in. So there are several things that will be considered, not only the grades.
Okay. Then I will, by the way, share some links in a bit as well. So there was a lot of information shared, but I'll share some links directly to the websites. I know scholarships is always a useful one to know. Also the application link, so it's coming up to you in, well, I'll send it to the chat and as well as a button. So they will be coming up. Next question, however, for now is from Abdul. Asking, while I'm studying, can Italy give a job permit? Well, basically, if it's possible to work while studying, I assume.
Yeah, it's possible. As we mentioned, you can work up to 20 hours per week. So there's no problem. Well, what we suggest is usually not to consider, consider you will not start working straight away. Just take one semester at least for understanding where you are, how to study, what are your classes and schedule and so on. But then yes, you can definitely by law work 20 hours per week. Up to 20 hours.
Okay. And the next question from him was, what are the chances I can find a job as an architect?
Well, the chances are very good. As we are saying, Albert highlighted before, Politecnico di Milano is well known all over the world, at least in Europe in particular. And so, if I'm not wrong, 86% of the graduates have a job in architecture. International students, I'm talking about international students, 86% of them have a job in architecture within 1 year from graduation. So, definitely good chances.
Okay. Great. I hope that answered your question, Abdul. Otherwise, let us know. Doga has a question. I'm interested in the fashion design master. Could you share with me some information and fees about that?
Okay, concerning the fees, I can answer. Maybe you can ask, then I come to add something about the program. For the fees, it depends on where you come from, but if you're a non-European student, the fees are 3,900 euros per year. While if you come from Europe, you have a European nationality, it depends on your financial situation. The minimum is 900 euros per year, the maximum 3,900.
About the program, I'm not super familiar with the program of fashion design. You have both the bachelor and the master's, and I've had a course with fashion design students. This is nice. I don't know what else we have. It was business innovation, so you also have not only fashion, more kind of design courses, but also something more about business, about entrepreneurship. So
Yeah, but I definitely a very interesting program also because it's and you are asking this also during the fashion week, so it's definitely in the right moment.
I mean, it's the right city to study French.
Yes, definitely.
These are Paris.
Yeah, overall these days. But what I suggest you to do is just to get in contact with our representative, with our ambassador of the program in fashion design. Look if we can just show the last slide again. The one with stuff down. You can scan the QR code or anyway dial @Pulimi, and you will have the chance to book your slot with the representatives of the program.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. And whilst you're scanning the code, I'll leave it on for a second if you want to do that. Next question is from Tanvi, asking the course structure and details regarding architecture and design. So yeah, you went over some of this, but I don't know if you want to give a little bit more detail on this.
Yes.
How's the programs are structured? Like like classes,
yeah.
exams, I think.
Okay. So that is like so totally dependent on what course you are choosing in architecture, masters or bachelor's, whatever. So it's like see, every year is split into 2 semesters, and so this is very general idea that I'm telling you. It will vary according to the program. So then you will have like in terms of more like programs, you have studio and theory subjects. So it will be like split into 2 parts, like studio and theory subjects. And when it comes to studios, you will be always having options. You can choose the studio that you really like. So other one that you don't have to choose. And when it comes to theory papers, there will be mandatory theory papers that you have to take anyway. And along with that, there will be electives. So there are certain subjects from which you can select the ones that you really like. So you have that flexibility, and ultimately the thing is to reach the minimum required credit end of the semester or end of the year. So you can arrange your subjects in any way that you want, as long as you reach your credits. And when it comes to exam, so it's all up to the professors how he wants to organize the exam. So most like in many cases for studio subjects, there wouldn't be an exam, but there will be like the viva or the jury. But it's up to the professor. Sometimes the professor can arrange an exam as well as a jury. But when it comes to theory papers, sometimes that's also like depending on the professor. Sometimes they say that there is no need of an exam. Instead of that, you can just submit your assignments. Sometimes there can be exams, so depending on the professors, that can really change. And
yeah, more or less this is the structure.
For design, it's a bit slightly different in the sense that most of the workload is during the semester when you're doing the projects, and then the exam is something simple or like presenting just the finished project. And the timeline is a bit more structured in the sense that you don't really choose that much which course to take when. It's more structured. So first semester you already have certain classes you should take. Otherwise you cannot do other classes in the second and third semester and so on. But that's also done so you avoid like conflicting schedules and so on. So it's structured for your own good, and you still have electives.
Also would like to add something like before you apply for any course that you are taking, it's better that you go through the modules. So the website has given the whole study plan for each and every program. So like once you go through the subjects that you are going to study in that particular program, you will get an idea. So in that way you can organize yourself. And also like every semester there will be workshops, etc. So you can also go for a workshop which will compensate for some credits. So you will get, if you work smartly on in organizing your study plan, it can be a great thing to attend workshops.
So thank you very much. I think that
Okay. I hope that answered that question. Otherwise, let us know. Next question from Johannes. He's asking about a fully funded master scholarship information. You mentioned something about the options. I will actually put the link on the screen for this, because then you can read it relaxed after the webinar. But Chiara, maybe you want to add something?
Yeah, of course. There are some scholarships which are offered by the university. They're called merit-based scholarships, and there is no need to apply the specific scholarships, but just to apply to the program. And so, in case you're admitted and you accept the admission, the professors will consider you for the scholarships as well. Beyond this scholarship, there are also other opportunities which are offered by the governments of Italy or other governments. So you can also check on the website of your governments to see if there are some fundings for students going abroad. But the Italian government offers the Investor Talent in Italy scholarships and also other scholarships called Marici, which require an application. So let's say that you have different opportunity to study, let's say, for free here.
Okay. Hope that helped. And also the link, so you can check it out, as mentioned, relaxed afterwards. Doga, question about, do you provide a PhD study on metaverse and architecture?
We offer PhD studies in architecture in the specific area. I'm not really sure, but what I want to say is that the PhD has, let's say, a name, and then they cover different areas, different projects, different research fields. So have a look on the website, please. With there is the list of PhDs, and then you can see the details in that specific field.
Okay.
And also, sorry to say something, you can also get in contact with the professors which are in charge of the PhD programs and submit your research abstract, or anyway, inform them about what you're interested in and you would like to work on, and see their reaction.
Perfect. Okay, I hope that helped you, Doga. Next question from Seranur. In Turkey, we have 4 years of education. Can we apply to the program?
Yes, definitely yes. Yeah, no problem.
That was an easy one.
Yeah.
Nice. So next question from Fatme, if I said it right. If my bachelor is in interior design, what master degree is better for me?
Well, we have a master degree in interior design, which is definitely really.
Yeah. If you want to continue with interior design, otherwise you can choose some. You can choose any masters.
Yes.
You can go from one to the other.
Yes.
Depends what you're most interested in. I have a lot of colleagues in product services and design that are from interior design. But you might also want to do communication or fashion, whatever suits you best. Depends on what you want.
Let's say that probably interior design, you can definitely do product service system design, you can consider design and engineering, maybe not really fashion, because you don't, I mean, it's still design, that's definitely far from interior design, and you can apply to integrated product design. I think these are the closest to your area. But yeah, you have a wide choice.
Okay, so on the screen you see the programs, just to make sure. That also leads me to the next point, actually. I received in the chat a question from Rodrigo. And yes, Rodrigo, you're right. So we didn't show much about the engineering courses, as it was initially mainly about architecture and design. However, we do have a slide that I can show you about the engineering programs, because I know some people join for that as well. So let me share it with you. And maybe Chiara, you can briefly go over this.
Definitely. Okay, well, I said at the beginning that the Politecnico di Milano was established in 1863, and it was a school of engineering. So that's why you also see a lot of progress. Every year there are new programs which are activated, because for the reason I mentioned. Basically, Politecnico di Milano is really in contact with the companies, is in the atmosphere of research is as the result its result also in this. There is a need to know and to be educated in specific areas which are new. And so, for example, this year we had transformative sustainability program activated. Last year, cyber risk program, and then the agricultural engineering program. So you see, the number of programs increases every year, and they cover really every aspect of engineering. So I invite you to have a look on the website, as Albert said, just to go through the study program and see which one you are eligible for and which one is more suitable for you.
Perfect.
The application procedure is the same as I mentioned for architecture and design, except that you don't need a portfolio, of course.
Okay, great, thank you. Hope that was useful, Rodrigo, and for the people interested in engineering as well. Just to mention about that, we do have other webinars dedicated to engineering. So we do have them on our website. You can check it out, then we go in more details in that. And also, and that is actually for after this session, we also opened up a community for students, for all of you. It's called the Discord. So if you're familiar with that, I will send a link to it as well in a minute. So there you can share information and already find other students interested in your programs, design, engineering, or architecture. Share tips on housing, scholarships, visa, all these items that are important, of course, to you. So you, well, it's already open to community. We had it open before. I saw some people joining in, and yeah, feel free to move over to this community just right after the webinar. So then you can maybe find people from your country even and help you maybe with some items to start studying in Milan next year. All right. I think we still have another question. Yes, we do. Anna. Anna is asking, will you repeat the same master program in fashion and business on October 23rd or January 24th?
Sorry, you didn't get the question. Will you
repeat the same master program in fashion and business on October 23rd or January 24th?
Okay, so if I guess if the application is open also for February.
I don't know, Anna. If that is about the
application period, I guess. Or?
Application period, because yeah, I guess so, because it says the exact dates.
Okay.
So if Anna can stipulate that.
Architecture and design programs are open only for first semester, so you can apply only for September intake.
Yes, I think that's the question.
Engineering programs accept students also in the second semester, so from February on. If I hope this was the question. I'm not sure.
Yes, I will check with her. Otherwise, I do think that seems to be the question. Otherwise, let us know, Anna, and we can come back to you. All right. I'm checking the chat. Yeah, there was another question. Yeah, so are we getting thumbs up? So I guess Anna is.
I think so.
It must be her, I assume. Yeah, so Semge is asking, is there a chance to finding a job with English only after the fashion design master? I guess it assumes for all of the programs, maybe in general even. If people don't speak Italian, only English. I guess that's also maybe for more people interested.
Okay, well, it's possible. In general, yes, in the world, let's say, of course, also in Europe, in Italy, it's possible. It's easier when you know also Italian if you plan to stay in Italy, just because it makes it easier also to be like in contact with colleagues and also to have that part. There are some jobs which require only English language knowledge, so that's definitely possible. But the reason why we suggest and we require the students to study Italian during the master degree and to have a minimum knowledge of Italian before graduating, and it's a mandatory requirement. It is because we encourage them to look for a job in Italy, and in that case, knowing Italian is something that will give you more chances. But yes, it's there are some jobs which are only for people who know only English.
Okay, that is good. Thank you very much for that answer, and I will share now the link to the application portal as well, just to make sure you have that link that leaves us 1 minute. If anyone still has any questions, then we can take that. So the application process you'll find right there on my head on the screen. And if you click on that, you can see at your own pace after the session about the online registration, the application form, even the fees, how it works. So there you find all the information to apply. And I hope that that is answering your questions for most of you. We're getting already thank yous. So that is good to see. Thank you very much all for joining. And let's check if there's any question. Well, we have a last question otherwise for you, because we'd like to know, besides all the information we already showed you, we'd like to know how we did. So let us know if you find it a 5 of being awesome, or a 1, then we didn't do too well. We hope we're not getting those. But yes, thanks to let us know. We'd like to get the feedback. So for all of you to see how we did, well, so far it looks good. We're getting the answers I was hoping for.
Thumbs up.
So
that's great. Thank you.
That is good. And maybe last word over to you, Chiara, just to finish off the session.
Yeah, I just really thank you for taking the time to be here with us. I want to thank Ricardo because I think the students want to know more from the students' point of view. So thank you guys for being here. I enjoyed these 2 days, so I hope the students enjoyed it as well, and I hope to see you all here next year in Milan. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.